Seabass has got that similar role going. And to be honest with you, he doesn't really know what he's meant to do right now because he's never been here before. So he's just freestyling. And what does Seabass like to do?
He loves to freestyle on land and in the water. He loves to do karaoke and just have a blast. He was kind of like the class clown when he came on tour, kept people laughing. But now he's playing the game and playing it quite well as he takes on Julian Wilson in this All-Star final. And as we check out their previous history head-to-head, it's been pretty tight. Julian's gotten Seabass and Pipe in the past. They've had heats in Brazil over the years. Now 2-2 head-to-head, and they'll break that tie in the place where they want to be here in the final. We're talking about previous matchups with a lot of guys. A lot of them were early matchups in round 2, round 3.
Had to produce 9-point rides to win that heat against Italo Ferreira. I think Julian's still got plenty left in the tank. Look at this. It's a hassle for that first wave.
Pulling straight into the barrel is Sebastian Zietz. It's taking off underneath Julian Wilson with the intent to take this one out. He'll go down, so incomplete on the barrel attempt. And now Wilson will just nice and easy paddle into his own wave. Julian kicking off this final with a frontside arc in the pocket. Hard off the bottom. Big hammer off the top. Now he's looking to close this thing out. Good inside section to belt through, and Wilson stands tall with the lead over Sebastian Zietz in the opening exchange.
Fireworks.
For Wilson, his first dramatic one was in Portugal over Medina as we check out his start.
Yeah, just that nice clean start that Julian likes to get. You know, he did exactly this against Joel. Joel got that nice tube ride to kick things off. Julian decided to stick to the face of the wave. 3 solid turns right there, and that's that mistake-free surfing that we can see from Julian. You know, just the fact that he's been here before, just the fact that, you know, he knows exactly what he's got to do to win this thing. And that first wave right there, he's really just stamped his authority on this heat. Obviously the hassle for the first one, Seabass snuck it underneath Julian. Julian answered back and said, guess what, Seabass? Chase that.
So now scores in for Wilson an 8.67 on his opening stride against Sebastian Zietz. Couple of scores into the 9s, but a huge start in this final. Sebastian Zietz just a 1.17 as he pulled into the barrel and went down. Now Zietz will have plenty of time to answer back. Zietz, after his win in the semifinals, didn't leave the lineup, didn't change his jersey. He got a little water from the water patrol. Looks like Wilson's going to take a wave underneath. Beautiful arc in the pocket, showing a lot of power and control. Nice clean one out front for the wrap, now vertically. Fitting in another frontside carve in a small space, showing how much in control he is with his surfboard and the rhythm of this final.
Holy combos. Seabass is going to be well and truly comboed after that exchange. Just smart surfing from Julian. You know, he's picked up where he left off in semi-final number 1 against Joel. Started off strong, 8.67, and then on the way back out, just decided to roll the dice on a little insider, and it just opened up for him, just connecting with some massive turns. Just cranking it up. Joe, I mean, his performance so far in this final is just that notch above what he produced in semi-final number 1. Watch this first turn right here, double pump off the bottom, and then just hooks into it. Absolutely perfect timing right there. And again, so back-to-back solid turns. Bit of vertical surfing right there. This is I reckon this is going to blow his 8.67 out of the water. This is a smaller wave, so maybe that could be the difference, but just the surfing that he did on the face of the wave, just a lot more aggro, a lot more intense. I'm going to eat my words because it's a 7.67, so 1 point under, but just look at that turn right there. Just a little bit more aggression. Caught that inside rail. Managed to pull it out. So Julian Wilson off to a flying start. I love that beautiful seamless surfing that he brings to it. Nice silky smooth approach there. No messing around in between turns. And then just hooks it again. Look at the stomps on that tail. Throws those fins out. Showing variety. Speed, power and flow.
Julian already up on wave number 3, not worried about priority. Gets that big bottom turn out of the way. Quick jam. That'll put him down the line for a closeout hack on the rocks. Finishing all of his maneuvers. Now Seabass looking to answer. Big grab rail carve with the tail release. We've been loving that this contest. He'll float the finish and get out of there. So he's starting to heat up with 34 on the clock. Zietz has plenty of time to play his own game.
He sure does. He's got 34.5 minutes to do it. You know, at the moment, 16.35 two-wave total. required from Sebastian Zietz, but that's going to get him well and truly out of the combo situation. 2 solid turns. I love that rail grab maneuver that Seabass has got going.
Good man, Pete. Wilson out front, 8-6-7, 7-6-7. Sebastian Zietz wins the paddle battle for priority as we look at the form from the Hawaiian.
Oh my goodness, I love that turn there from Sebastian Zietz, and then managed to fit one more maneuver in, so that's going to be a good score. And as I said before, it's a no-brainer. He's going to get himself well and truly out of combo. I think this turn here, the judges are going to love it. They scored it highly. Remember, he did this against John, and he got a 9.73. So I think this is going to go up into that range, Joe. Look at that turn right there, just sliding the board, grabbing the rail. Look at that back leg is fully compressed onto the board. There's so much going on right there. And what he did was, he didn't go straight back into that next turn, but the old Seabass would have and fallen off. He waited, he timed it right, and he fit that last turn in, and there's the score.
9.10 for Sebastian Zietz. Constant 9s here at the main break of Margaret River. We've compared all of them. All of them feature a crazy power hook to start. Sometimes he grabs a rail. Sometimes he gets extra radical like this last one where he blows the tail out on the way to an explosive maneuver. Now that's the high single score of this matchup, and Zietz puts himself in a position to answer back. A 7.24 gives him the lead off Julian Wilson.
And this is that turn that we love from Sebastian Zietz. Draws off the bottom, he's eyeing that section out. Now he hits that bottom turn. Super important to get that thing right. There's no catching right there. Everything nice and smooth so far. Now he reaches over and grabs that rail. Watch the back leg. Instead of extending the back leg, it compresses, which creates that sliding movement right there. All the pressure's over the front foot. He's got 2 different kinds of those turns. When he extends the back leg, that's more the driving one. When he grabs the rail, he compresses that back leg and it takes the pressure off the back foot and creates a little bit of drift in it. So Seabass just connected perfectly with both those 2 turns. And that is excellent surfing in the eyes of the judges. All the way up to 9.5 on 2 judges' scorecards. So if Seabass can do that one more time, he's looking pretty good. I love the way he eyes the section. Now he drives off the bottom and grabs that rail right at the top of the wave. See, that board almost comes out the water, puts all the pressure over the front foot, which creates a little bit of drift, which gives it that little bit of pizzazz. The judges love that variety that he's got with that one turn.
You know what's funny is it really is their personalities that's on display in the water. They surf like their personalities. Julian, very clean, professional. That's exactly how he surfs. And the cool thing is, I would say, in terms of power, it's a draw. Both of these guys are pushing really hard on their boards. So there's not one surfer out there that kind of has the edge in terms of how much they're, grunting through those turns. But look how clean Julian is. The cool thing for Julian, and what I like about it, what allows the judges to go high, Ronnie, is he's been torquing out those carbs. So he's not cutting them off early. In fact, he's adding a little bit to them.
8.67 for this ride. Just a dream start for Wilson, who is after his first win since 2014 when he took out the Pipe Masters. So last year winless despite making 3 finals. And there's that clean approach that Joe was talking about. But he is putting a little bit more into the end of those moves. A little more than we've seen in the first couple of events of the year. So Sebastian needed to get some work done. He got a good sized wave, but really only one big section to dig into.
Yeah, so, and it hasn't been hurting him in the past. He's been getting huge scores for 1.5 kind of maneuvers. And I think what's getting the judges really happy and allows them to go so big is how raw Seabass looks. He's, a little bit dirtier in terms of, he's getting really low to his board. There is some water coming off of his body. He's not surfing, quote unquote, as clean and professional as Julian, but that raw grunt that he's putting through those carves, and also the grab rail, really makes it look different. It makes it look edgier. It's allowing the judges to go, you know what, Seabass is pushing really, really hard. It's a visual thing for them, and that's what's giving them the nod to go up to the 9s.
This is a committed end section turn, but really how many points do you think are in that move, and how many points do you think he extracted from that huge full rail carve?
Good point, Ronnie. It doesn't hurt. That was cool. He finished it. We talk about that. You got to finish your waves out here. It's really weird in a funky section, so that's nice he did that, but I agree. 75% of those points for sure were on that big old hack. And
still 11:25 remaining. Sebastian with priority in a pretty good position to try to answer back if he gets the wave. Wilson might just roll the dice on this one. Trying to improve on a 7.67 under priority. Pulls into the barrel. He's still running after the exit, beating another section, but it will close down on him on the inside corner. Smaller little entry. I was actually really impressed he traveled so far.
Because, you look at his demeanor throughout his whole entire career is that he's having a lot of fun. You know, he's constantly trying to catch waves, and here he is sitting here trying to choose an 8-point ride, and having to do that after riding wave after wave after wave after wave. Now he's got to be patient, and so he's got to let some go by, which he just did. And you know, Julian kind of you know, letting the wave go by as well. So it's just interesting to think in what's going through their mind, and you know, if we end up talking to him, I'd love to ask him.
Thank you very much, Pete. As we're watching this, Zietz maybe making a decision. After a long lull, he's been waiting for a chance to get a 7.24. He'll check out this ride. The Hawaiian setting up his first move. Big wrap. Gets hung up a little bit, but he'll ride out. Forehand carve. Now looking to finish down the track. It doesn't give it to him. So after a long wait, Sebastian Zietz decides to make a move. Couple of turns out of the way. His one ranger will be gone, but he wasn't looking for that. He was hoping for a 7.24. Really impressive showcase of talent in this final. Let's regroup and check out the decision from Sebastian Zietz here.
Yeah, you know, just with that white water on the face of the wave, it's going to make things a little harder to keep those fins nice and set in the wave, the rail without catching. Some nice little turns right there, but nothing really major for Sebastian. He knew that and kicked out once that thing hit that really shallow ledge on the inside. So
then also his round one heat here had the 9.77, but still had to go to the second round over John. Under priority, Sebastian Zietz goes for a big carve, but loses the handle. 6:30 now remaining. He'll check his fins real quick. He's been part of the Channel Islands Surfboards family for a long time. Wilson with his finesse and finishing and controlling the start with or without priority. Looks like Wilson will use priority here with 5:30 to go. Seeing something in this wave. Big drawn out hook. All rail, now snap in the pocket, quick float. He's created some space for a finish, and now he's pushing a little bit harder. Next wave will set up for Sebastian Zietz. Frontside carve, layback jam, blows the tail out. Can he recover? Sebastian Zietz pulls it off. A big answer back. Coach Tommy Whitaker
is having a heart attack.
He's just trying to breathe right now.
Wow. Well, we didn't see what Seabass did at the beginning of that wave, but we definitely saw what he did at the end of it. Julian Wilson as well. I mean, oh my gosh, that was rail surfing at its best. So looking to improve on a 7.67 is Julian Wilson. Let's have a look at his wave first. Julian up and riding, and you know, maybe was it a mistake getting this first one? Look at that turn right there. Just gives it that extra little bit at the end. Nice seamless surfing straight into that next turn. Some combination of turns right there. Is he going to finish off? Yes, he does. So great surfing there from Julian Wilson. Tagging that one. You can see body language. He looks over his shoulder and he's sort of thinking, was that a right move? Seabass jams that first turn in. This turn right here, I mean, this is where all the money's going to come from. Showing some variety, showing that just caution to the wind. That was a tricky maneuver to pull off. Is that going to be enough? Is Julian going to improve his situation? If he does, then that 7.24 is going to be pushed out to a little bit more of a requirement by Sebastian Zietz. Wow. 3 minutes and 50 to go.
And he's just fitting into the wave with his own personality. What a great matchup still with 3:30 to go. Last of Julian Wilson locking in at an 8-point ride. Sebastian just needing a 7.57 now as that requirement increases a bit. And we'll wait to see how the judges react to that explosive last turn.
Seabass wins this. He goes up to number 2 in the world. 7.57 required by Sebastian Zietz. Scores dropping right now. 2 minutes and 40 to go. Julian Wilson with priority, and
scores are in. Sebastian Zietz turns in an 8.3 and gets the lead for the first time in this final. Julian Wilson now drops to second. He has priority, but now needs an 8.74. The Kauaian now up, setting up a wave underneath the priority, just keeping that rhythm alive. Look at that total out front, a 17.4 combined total for the injury replacement wildcard.
Oh yeah, these guys are freaking out, coming out of their skin. Tommy Zietz just against the fence, so he saw Julian light up that wave, get that 8, and then Seabass just came at it with so much speed and flair. It was absolutely amazing. Big set out the back coming through. The coaches are psyching up. I love that we got 2 guys here that have won the event, are just super pumped and ready to go. Here we go, Seabass.
Seabass taking this wave under the priority of Wilson. He'll carve off the top. See what he can do on the inside, approaching the final minute. Nothing happening there for Zietz. Situation remains the same. Now entering the final minute, and Wilson has the whole ocean to sit and look out the back.
He's looking for an 8.74. Misses the first one. Sebastian takes it.
Sebastian Zietz with 20 seconds. We'll just kind of flow down the line on this wave. Big layback hammer right in the guts of the pocket. Good for one move, but still showing us he has more in the tank. 10 seconds for Julian Potts. Anything you see out there?
Yeah, it's too late. It's not going to come in time. By the time it gets here, it's going to be too late. Julian's paddling for it. And there it is. What a year we've had, Matty Wilco. 2 wins in a row. And Sebastian Zietz comes out of nowhere and wins Margaret River.
Sebastian Zietz, the injury replacement wild card. He just fell off tour pipeline, but didn't go anywhere with the injuries that we've had on tour. Got called up at Snapper and Bells, is already turning in his personal best results, and now, his first time ever, the surfer from Kauai takes out his first championship tour event and is the champion of the drug-aware Margaret River Pro. There is going to be a big party happening in the Hawaiian Islands, a fan favorite everywhere, showcasing his talent on the top stage. Now you're looking at your new number 2 in the world, Potts.
Wow, Sebastian Zietz. What a legend. That was amazing surfing throughout. You know, you got to feel for Julian. Julian had it. Started the heat right, did everything right. You know, it was come down to that last big exchange between the two. Julian caught the first wave, dropped an 8, improved his situation. Seabass just lit it up with that big layback snap. Showed the commitment, showed the talent that this kid really does have. And guess what? He's putting it all together. A 9.10, backed it up with an 8.3.
So we see Sebastian hopping off. What a special moment. We're sending Pete Mel on the case. Pete Mel with the winner. Take it away, Peter.
This is your first championship tour win ever. Tell us, there was that 20-minute low. What are you thinking in your mind through all of that?
I thought it was going to go flat forever because me and Julian kind of tussled for that first wave. It was a gem, and I think I might have kicked him in the face, like, going for it. So I felt really bad, and I thought maybe the ocean wasn't going to give it to me because I kicked him in the head. But but I'm stoked, yeah. The pressure was on, and pulled that last Larry in the whitewater and made it. Stoked.
Where does this rate in your career right in this moment? Is this your top moment you've ever been a part of?
It's definitely like the goal I've set for a long time, and winning the triple count has got to still be above there. But yeah, it's epic to win a CT, you know, be against all the top guys and come out on top. And yeah, for often, love West Oz.
How does number 2 in the world at this moment sound?
Whoa, radical! Yeah, number 2. We can keep that. That would be sick. I finish second, I'd be stoked.
And you know, you've been putting in the hard work, and we know that you're fun-loving, but you know that you've been putting in the extra time. This got to feel good to pay off.
Oh yeah, totally. Work is just surfing for us, so it's not really work. But yeah, I surf my brains out, so glad it's paid off. Just practice my trade.
Congratulations, you are the champion of the Drug-Aware Margaret River Pro for 2016. Go enjoy yourself.
Cappuccino! I haven't had a good coffee yet. Gotta hunt down the Kopi man.
All right, well, you guys get a cappuccino ready for him.
Give him a beat, Pete.
Double shot.
He's ready for it.